I have more people come up to me in workshops and they say, how do you learn perspective? How do you learn to do it correctly? Part of it is just observation. Okay, part of it is just looking around and really paying attention to what you're seeing. You know, sometimes we look, but we don't see. And one of the keys as an artist, and I think one of the things that happens to you as the more you paint, the more you become an artist, the more you look and see. You see things that you didn't see before. I've had students come to me and say that during the workshop that they were driving home that day, and they drove home maybe a way that they've been on that same road hundreds and thousands of times. They saw stuff that they didn't see before because they've been painting all day. They woke up to the values, they woke up to color, they woke up to all sorts of things. So just seeing is something that happens just through practice. Well, that's one of the things in perspective. You start to learn to see. But there are a couple of basic rules. Okay, the first rule we're going to go over. Let me just move this off to the side. I'll probably bring this back later on. I may use this again, but I'll just lay it here for a minute. Okay, the very first thing that I want to talk about is what they call one-point perspective. One-point perspective. I'm going to use the thinner end of this thing. This is just a pen. The only reason I'm doing this in pen is so you can see it better. All right, right out here, this spot right there is called the vanishing point. Okay, this is the vanishing point. I'll write that down, vanishing point. All right, so everything, we're going to put in railroad tracks just to make it simple here. We're going to put in some railroad tracks. And I think I'll use, let me show you, I can draw this with just straight hand, but to make it easier for you, I'll use a straight edge, okay, just a straight edge like this. Now here I've got the front of the railroad track, and again, if you've ever stood at a railroad crossing and you look down the track, and assuming there's not a curve somewhere within a mile or so, if you look down the track, you see that straight railroad track that you know for a fact, here, look down here again for a second, you know for a fact that if you were looking from the top, those railroad tracks run like this. Forever, okay? They run parallel to each other. Forever, into infinity, they run parallel to each other. And yet when you stand there looking at that, you see them merge together down the track. That's perspective. That's perspective that brings them, as they get further away, they get closer and closer together. So if this is your vanishing point back here, and this was your railroad track like this, it's just going to go down like that, and it's just going to merge together back here. If there's a second track right here, okay, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to go down like that, and it's also going to merge into the vanishing point. I'm going to make this just a little wider here, okay? But it's all going to go to the same vanishing point, okay, back there. Now, we'll put in the little cross ties for the railroad track. Those are going to get closer and closer together the further down the track you go, to the point where they become almost indecipherable. You can't really tell them apart, okay? There's the one, and then here's the other one. Now this is simple, what they call one-point perspective, where everything is just merging down to this one point in the background, okay? Now, I'm going to put some telephone poles in. We're just going to make lines of telephone poles. We're going to put in one right here, like that, okay? And then the second one, the top is going to be lower than the first one, and the bottom is going to be higher than the first one, all right? Now let me come back to this. What happened with these telephone poles that we did here, well, first off, they couldn't possibly have one up like that, but also the bottoms, there was no consistency to where the bottoms were placed. Now, watch, if I put those on opposite sides, then I can start getting I could actually make it work this way, come pretty close anyway, and do this and this, have it on opposite sides of the track. That works, that almost works, okay? But it didn't work the way we originally had it drawn. Now coming back to our little thing here, we'll put in our telephone poles. The telephone poles will continue on down the track with each line getting smaller and smaller, closer together, smaller, 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 like that, all the way down the track, okay? Just like so. And then if we put like a little line on there, like that, like that, like that, and there's our telephone poles, okay? Going back. That's 1 point vanishing point perspective. Now we'll do that with a building in just a second.
Do you like watercolor? Then you'll love Terry Madden and love learning his secrets to great watercolor in our new Watercolor Club. For only $10 per month, you can watch Terry Madden's popular TV series exclusively in our new Watercolor Club. Watch episodes from his television series on your home computer, laptop, iPad, or mobile phone. 4 new programs and paintings every month. Learn the tips to great landscapes, florals, wildlife, and much more. A new project every week. Plus, you'll also find 2 lessons each month from his outstanding home-based watercolor instruction series. This workshop series receives rave reviews and enables you to learn the secrets to great watercolor from Terry Madden in the privacy of your own home. Learn the secrets to clouds, trees, texture, color, water, composition, and much more. All this and more for just $10 per month. Simply go to our new website at terrymadden.net and click Watercolor Club at the top of the home page. Then, follow the simple instructions to enroll in this exciting new club. A whole new world of outstanding watercolor instruction is open to you. Just click and play. And you'll receive weekly emails with watercolor tips that let you know when new programs arrive. Plus special discounts on watercolor products too. All this and more for just $10 a month. Join the Terry Madden Watercolor Club today and add something inspirational to your life.